Rudimentary scratch marks, also known as witch marks, etched into the beams of wood at a National Trust property intended to save the life of King James I, have been discovered. The mysterious markings were carved into hidden floorboards at Knowle in Kent in the 17th century, shortly before the king was supposed to visit the home in the wake of the gunpowder plot. Archaeologists believe the witch marks were intended to ward off evil spirits, protecting the monarch in an era of superstition and fear of assassination. Experts believe the distinctive etchings were a sign of paranoia following the gunpowder plot, hailing it a rare, if not unique, discovery. The witch marks were discovered at Knowle by archaeologists who were investigating a room built to accommodate royalty as part of ongoing conservation work at the house. After taking up floorboards, they found the crisscrossed lined gouged out of beams and joists, as well as on the fireplace. Using dendrochronology, or tree ring dating as it's called, archaeologists from the Museum of London Archaeology have now dated the marks to early 1606 and the reign of King James I. Experts believe that craftsmen working for the owner of Knowle House, Thomas Sackville, carved the marks in anticipation of a visit from King James I with the intention of protecting him from evil spirits. James Wright, a building archaeologist from the Museum of London Archaeology, says King James I had a keen interest in witchcraft and passed a witchcraft law, making it an offense, punishable by death, even wrote a book on the topic entitled Demonology. He continues, these marks illustrate how fear governed the everyday lives of people living through the tumultuous years of the early 17th century. To have precisely dated these apotropic marks so closely to the time of the gunpowder plot with the anticipated visit from the king makes this a rare, if not unique, discovery. He continues, using archaeology to better understand the latent fears of the common man that were heightened by the plot is extremely exciting and adds huge significance to our research about Knowle and what has happened at that time. Natalie Cohen, National Trust archaeologist, also added, this is the once-in-a-lifetime chance to unravel the history of one of the largest houses in the country, from the rafters to the floorboards. She continues, this insight into the everyday folk beliefs of the past is just one chapter in the history of Knowle's past. Now, this ancient house is known to have been renovated by Thomas Sackville, Lord Treasurer to King James I between 1605 and 1608. It was intended as a progressive house where King James I could stay, with the rooms of the King's Tower and the south wing transformed to a suite of royal spaces. Shortly after the remodeling, Sackville died, meaning King James I did not visit Knowle as planned. It is part of an investigative work that will continue throughout the house until 2018. The showrooms at Knowle are currently closed to the public for winter conservation work. However, a series of guided tours of these witch marks will be conducted.